welcome back to Coffee, Creativity, and Chaos. I am your host, Rose, and today we are diving into some Reddit stories. I just found a couple that I thought the titles were interesting, so grab your drink and let's get started. The first one we're reading off today is, Am I the a-hole for refusing to help my husband with his chores when I work from home and work less hours? Background info. My husband and I make similar amounts of money and pay into the bills equally. I feel this is important. He works as a mechanic and I work healthcare administration. I work in healthcare administration. Is a very niche specialty. I feel like anything in healthcare though is extremely hard because you gotta deal with people, and I'm a server. I don't like dealing with people. My boyfriend works on the farm. He's also a mechanic, and he tells me all the time how much he would rather work long days than do what I do because he cannot deal with people. So, guess we'll see. We have separate finances and complete separate bank accounts, which is weird as a husband and wife, but I guess you do you. He works about 60 hours a week and it's a very physical job. I'm paid for 40 hours a week, but I get my work done quickly, so I really only work 20 hours a week, and I work from home. That would be the dream. I wish. Not me though. We have a chore chart breaking down chores dead even. I'm able to easily do my chores in my downtime, and I have a lot of free time to relax or work on my hobbies. My husband complains about after working 60 hours a week, he's tired and should do more chores while I'm sitting around at home. Or how I should do more chores while I'm sitting around at home. So he has less to do. I do not want to do this, and here's why. So far, just reading the first little bit, I'm with your husband because he's your husband. And you guys are working together in this life. I already don't like the fact you guys set separate bank accounts. You should have at least one or two. We should have at least two bank accounts that are together. You should have a savings one and your bills. Those are the two that you should have together, and then you should have your separate ones for money that you want to spend on whatever you want to spend on. So first of all, that's weird to me. Second of all, he's working 60 hours. He's a hard-working man. Okay, give him some slack. Okay, those jobs are really demanding on your body and are really tiring. Okay, like they are really tiring, physically tiring. They're not mentally tiring, but they are physically tiring. And excuse me, and 100%, you should have your free time and work on your hobbies. 100% that you should be able to do that. But also, if things need to get done around the house, that should be your first priority, in my opinion, so far. But let's continue and see what she has to say. Oh, also breaking the chore chart down equally is weird. But okay. When we first got together, I was a broke college student. He was a welder. He insisted on going 50-50 on everything because his previous girlfriend had used him and he didn't want to be taken advantage of. So I struggled to pay half of the bills while he was doing okay. To say I'm not a little resentful about that so sorry. I read that sentence completely wrong. To say I'm not a little resentful about that still would be a lie. I've talked to him about it, but we've made no progress on that front. He thinks since I'm an adult woman, I should have never expected him to pay more than of the bills or help me. Whether I have the mindset that either we are a team or we are not. I don't like that for him either. That's a red flag in my opinion. Um Now me being the person I am completely fine with sharing 50-50 because you should when you're boyfriend and girlfriend. Share 50-50. 100%. In all honesty. But when you're married, it's a team effort. Or when you think they're getting married. Because in all honesty, my boyfriend, if he could, he'd probably pay for most things. But it's a working man. And he does pay for most things, honestly. And will buy me stuff that I don't need. Or he'll do things for me that he does not need to do. Or I'll pay for things he does not need to pay for, but he will because that's how he shows that he loves me. So, red flag on his part. Let's continue. I finished up my master's degree in two years ago and we got married shortly after. Congrats. Ever since then, life has been good for me, but I've seen his expectations change. He wants me to be a housewife, yet pay half the bills. For the record, we are children free, or child free, so children will never be a factor. I have a tube. I'm so sorry, that's not right. I have a tubal insertion. I have no idea what that word is. I have no idea what that word is. I am so sorry. Dyslexic. Once again, so reading's difficult. Still doing it though. You didn't think put your mind to. Anyways, I want to show him this Reddit post because I really think I'm not in the wrong. But he insists I really, really am. Am I the a-hole? If he had helped me more when I was in college, I would do more for him now. But I feel like we were a team. But I just don't feel that way and I should have told him as much. Honestly, you guys need to talk it out. You guys really need to figure it out because if you guys were still boyfriend and girlfriend, then I'd be on your side. 100%. But you are husband and wife and it is a team. You guys are a team here. And the fact that the fact that he insisted on going 50-50 when you guys were in college, it makes sense. For him. It does. Because you were boyfriend, girlfriend. But you not wanting to help them out, you're adults. Did it say how old they were? Do we remember? I'm not seeing where it says how old they are. But, you're adults now. She needs to get over that. It was in high school, college. You gotta get over it. You gotta move past it. You gotta talk to him about it and be like, hey, when we were in college, this really hurt my feelings, and I need just could you apologize or something? Talk to him about it. Because it's just you guys have a lot. I think of other issues going on. That's not just this. You guys I feel like aren't the best at communicating the way that you feel. Now, get me wrong, I am the worst at communicating how I feel. Will not do it. Thankfully, I have a boyfriend who can usually tell what's wrong. So he just figured he doesn't like the fact that I don't talk to him, but he can usually figure it out and figure out how to help me. So, because he listens. But you guys, yeah, you're both. Honestly, I don't agree with her. In all honesty, I don't. You're husband and wife, and I feel as though if he was working less hours, he probably would do the work, but he's not. And if it's like something big, that's something that not a man should probably do. I get it. Okay, he can see if he can figure out time. But if it's something stupid, just like picking up or cleaning the bathroom or taking out the trash, be a big girl and handle it yourself. Let's read the comments. First comment. I have no idea why you're together. This was my exact thought. Onto something, um, holding onto something after some time being passed and getting married just says that the resentment is much higher than accounted for. Basically, NTA, but this isn't even the primary topic. The resentment is 100%. 100%, you gotta get over that. I'm not seeing these two growing old together since there doesn't seem to be any growth in the relationship based on the information presented. Honestly, true. Like they could really if they worked through it, but you gotta try. Here's another one. And the fact that the foundation of their relationship is built on quicksand, I've known other couples who did the 50-50 equal split and it doesn't work, especially if there is an unequal income or responsibilities. And taking responsibility is way taking responsibility this way never works either. Relationships and individuals in in them changes over time. Sometimes you have to shift the costs and responsibilities from one to another depending on the goals of the couple. That is how a real team works. 100%. Okay? Once again, if they're still in college, the 50 thing, like, income wise, makes sense. I don't think chore wise, because I wasn't even living with my boyfriend, and he was, during harvest season, working 60 plus hours a week. And so when I saw him, it was usually we would watch a movie and he'd be passed out and I'd just be there for a little while. And I cooked for him, I helped him clean. I didn't do the dishes as much as I probably could have to help him because I am allergic to dish soap. And he not once cared because obviously we're not dating, I don't live with him. But I'd help him out because that's what he needed at that time. It's for me to help him. So honestly, if you really love the person, you're going to do everything you can to support them. Both ways. And it seems as though you guys aren't doing that. Especially her. You're not supporting him the way that you need to, and I don't think he is either, but you have more time. You should be helping with the chores a little bit more if you have the time to do it. So, that's my thoughts. Next one. My girlfriend, 28 female, won't cook for me, 29 male. Am I the a-hole for thinking she should? Probably. But let's see. It depends. I'm also the kind of person that thinks that whoever's staying home from whoever has more time at nighttime should be cooking dinner or figuring out what to make for dinner. So whoever's home first, pretty much. But that's just me. I also like to cook though, so I'm just fine with cooking for me because I like to do it. This just depends. But let's read. Let's see what he has to say. The title sounds bad, I know. I'll try and keep it short. I, 29 male, love to cook. It's my love language. I cook for my family members and friends, and I love trying new recipes. When my girlfriend and I first started dating, I would often cook for her, and she likes what I cook. She doesn't cook meals for me. She didn't cook meals for me in that time, but I guess I didn't really notice because I didn't see her every day, and when we did see each other, it wasn't always food related. Like we would go out for movies and stuff, and not dinner always. Or if it was a food date, we would often go out, or I would cook. We recently moved in together about a month ago, and I realized pretty quickly that she never cooked anything for me. I would make enough dinner for both of us most nights, but when I didn't, she would make her own dinner. I intentionally thought maybe she didn't know how to. I initially thought maybe she didn't know how to cook, but she makes real dinners for herself when she does cook. Salmon with rice and broccoli, Korean ground beef, chili crisp pasta, etc. Those are some fancy freaking meals. Holy buckets. I'm already on the side again. Um, honestly. Already. I finally sat down with her a week ago and asked why she never made me dinner. She said she didn't like cooking for others. I asked her why. Couldn't she just make some extra alongside her own dinner? It's not like I'm asking her to make me a completely different dinner. She said it's not about the extra work. She just didn't like cooking for others. I got a little upset here, and I reminded her that I cook for her all the time, and that if she wasn't going to cook for me, then I wouldn't cook for her either. She simply looked at me and said, "Okay," and ended the conversation. So it's been a week, and I'm sticking to what I said. I'm only cooking for her, or for myself. Sorry. But I have to admit I'm really frustrated and upset with this whole situation. I love to cook for her, and it does feel like I'm punishing myself. She, on the other hand, seems unaffected. She's just cycling through her favorite recipes, occasionally getting takeout. I don't know what to do here. Am I the idiot for thinking that she should cook for me? It seems as though she just doesn't understand like how important it is to you. Because it's not like she got upset that you weren't gonna cook for her. You know, like it just doesn't seem like it's as important to her as it is to you. And maybe you need to explain that to her, like, hey, this was really hurting my feelings. That, and I love to cook for you. It's how I show you that I love you, and I want to be able to cook for you. Like I want to cook for you, but I just feel like I'm not getting the appreciation in return. And I know that like because when I first started cooking, I hated cooking for people because I was always like certain meals because like I didn't want it to be bad or I didn't want it to make them sick. Maybe ask her again, like why, like what is the reasoning behind her not wanting to cook for you? Because like it could have been like she cooked for somebody in the past and they got super sick, and now she's like traumatized from that or something. Because I would never want to make someone sick. That's why I hate cooking chicken. I grew up on a farm, hate cooking chicken. I'm always afraid I'm going to not cook it well enough. So usually when I cook chicken, I cut it up or slice it up or something where I can see and make sure I do fully cook it. But like, she just doesn't seem like, and she knows how important it is. And if you try to explain it to her and she's still not getting it, I don't know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. But yeah, I would just talk to her a little bit more and just explain to her how much you like how this is making you feel. Don't get mad. Don't get frustrated with her. For sure, try to keep as calm as possible. Um, but yeah, I mean, also, I get where you're coming from, like where he's coming from. I get it. I get the fact that you're like, well, I do all this, so like, she should do this for me. But you shouldn't do something and want it in return. In all honesty, if you do something, you shouldn't want to be like, oh, well, I did this for you, you should have to do it for me. That's not right. Not at all. Not in a relationship like that, for sure. Um, but also, I get the fact that, like, me personally, if I always make too much food for myself. I never make enough food. I grew up with a family of four. And when I cooked for everybody. Okay, we would have fed for yourself nights, and usually I have pasta a lot of times because it was easy to make. Make some pasta, and I'd make it for everybody. It just turned into Rose's cooking night most of the time. So like, I get it. Um, and I just don't think that's not her love language, obviously. But yeah, I do get the fact that she's not making enough food for you, which I don't know how someone just makes the right amount of food. I cannot do that for the life of me, but I always make too much. That's just me though. Let's look at the comments. Let's see. Um, it's pretty weird. How about cleaning the bathroom? Nobody here loves it, but someone will do it just because it's just because. Let me try that again. It's pretty weird. How about cleaning the bathroom? Nobody here loves to, but someone will do it just because it's part of living together in the same house. It would make more sense if she never cooked. Oh, 100% would make more sense if she never cooked. And just ate cereal if you didn't cook for her. Another one is maybe she used to cook for others and get criticized, so now she doesn't. That's another good one. My thought was making other people sick, but that's very true. You don't feel like you don't eat. She just might be worried about that. So we responded to that. Yes, the person I'm married to would seriously just smell what I was cooking and tell me he's not going to eat that. Oh my gosh. And he's going into the he's going into this with freaking lectures about how I should be following certain recipes, blah blah blah. Then he wouldn't. Then he wouldn't. Sorry, the way that this person wrote this comment, I'm having difficulty reading it. Then he wouldn't. Why I refused to cook for him. He wondered, I'm assuming, why I refused to cook for him. That's probably what they meant to say. Makes me so mad thinking about it, and it has been years since I cooked for anything for her. I can see where she's coming from. Hopefully she feels comfortable talking about the whys. I'm open, and I will let partners know. Please tell me they're an ex. Working on it. We are separated. That's funny. Yeah, honestly, just talk to her. There's probably a reason behind it. In all honesty, just talk to her. Oh. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This is Um, Probably gonna be the last one for this one. Okay. I didn't tell you what my drink was today. Oh, how could I not? So today I'm drinking Dr. Pepper with vanilla. That's it. And just a fancy cup. I would have put some like creamer or whatever in here, but um, I haven't gone shopping, and the C-store that's in my building, in my dorm room, um, didn't have any creamer. So, but you know, I Dr. Pepper, so, and I had the vanilla. But anyway, let's go on to the next one. Sorry, I had to squirrel there for a minute. Okay. Am I the a-hole for removing the bedding and sheets of my own bed in my own dorm room? So chose this one obviously because I'm in college, so I can relate to this one a little bit more than probably other ones. More, but I'm really curious about this one because this just seems like a roommate from hell situation, honestly. So let's get into it. I, 21 male, I kind of forget that like most colleges you still live in the dorm rooms when you're older, like until you're a senior. My sister's lived in the dorm rooms at her college until she's a senior. But like in my dorm room, like in my college, you only really live in the dorm rooms until your sophomore year. And so like your junior and senior year, you're in your own apartment. And so like this person still being in a dorm room is crazy. At 21, I'm 19, and next year I'm getting my own apartment. So that's with a roommate, but like I'm be in my own apartment. So that's forward. I do have my own dorm room though. It's single. Um. Anyways, moving back to what we were doing here. Back to the Reddit story. I, 21 male, living in a two-person dorm room for college. Me and my roommate get along well, but a couple weekends ago he asked if I could leave for the weekend. I asked why, and was told he wants to have someone over. I looked at my schedule and saw that oh my goodness, sorry. It would be really hard as I had projects due the following Monday and had to be on campus to work on them. So I told him originally no, I couldn't. He gave me a story of how the person he wanted to be over is going through a tough time and they just dropped out of college and it would mean a lot to him if I left. And then I kindly, resentfully agreed. I did have a roommate my freshman and beginning of my sophomore year, and my roommate's mom slept on my bed. She asked me if I could leave for the weekend, and I went to my boyfriend's for the weekend, which was a very common thing for my boyfriend's pretty much every weekend. So, because he only at the time lived an hour away from here, from my college, so like that was pretty normal for me. Um, but um, I don't know. I mean, I get the fact that like it's your dorm room, it's your bed. I don't know if they're sleeping on the bed. I just am assuming because of the taking your bed sheets off. I'm assuming someone's trying to sleep in your bed. But it's your dorm room too. You can say no. It is also your place to live. Um, let's keep going. This is where I am being called an asshole. Just before I left, I took my pillows, sheets, and blankets with me to wash them at my parents' house, as laundry would be free. Shortly after leaving, I get an angry text from my roommate calling me a dick, as now getting his guests and have a good place to sleep. as he doesn't have an extra blanket or pillows. I responded by telling him it's not my job to provide for his guests and that I am free to do so with my bedding as I want. 100% you are allowed to do that. I would too if my parents lived close enough that I could do that, but my parents live 6 hours away, so doing laundry at their house is usually a no-go, especially since our laundry machine, laundry machine, what the fuck am I saying? What am I saying? Washer, doesn't work very well, and we can really do a load of laundry at my house without it taking and making horrendous noise, so I don't usually do my laundry at my parents' house. Either way, but 100% you can take your bedding. Not your problem. I agree with you 100% there. When I asked why would she be sleeping in my bed anyways, he responded with, well, where else is she supposed to sleep? I would. Her face, our dorm only has 2 twin beds and is small. It is only meant for 2 people. I told him this isn't something you asked or discussed with me. You only told me not to be in the room, not to loan out my side of the room for someone I have never met. He went on to call me stupid for thinking she wouldn't sleep in my bed and that I should have known. After I tried to end the argument by just not responding, he went on to tell me that I am trying to get back at him for kicking me out after irritatingly refusing, and now he refuses to speak to me. I have to live with this guy for the next 3 months. Oh dear. So I'm wondering if I'm the asshole for taking my own bedding and sheets when I left. Edit. I should have added that he did profess that nothing sexual would be happening, but not sure how much of that I believe. I 100% agree with you. You can take your own bedding. He should have discussed it with you. Once again, my roommate's mom slept on my bed. My roommate's brother slept on this, because this is big enough for, he's a small enough, younger brother, so he's small enough he could sleep on this comfortably. And she asked, she was like, hey, if you're gonna be out of town, like, cause I pretty much left because I knew they needed their space. I didn't want to be in their way, so I kind of left so they could have their family time. So like, I told her like she can sleep in my bed. I do not care. It does help though that I've met her. So my roommate, I still love her. She's a great friend. She's moved schools. She's transferred. That's it. No hard feelings. Her mom and my mom are like besties. They work together, and so I've known her mom for a really long time. So like, I had no problem with her sleeping in my bed at all. But like, we talked about it multiple times. She'd even asked right before they got there, "Are you positive it's okay?" Like, she was very like adamant, like making sure it was okay. He didn't ask. Pretty much kicked you out of your own room. Like, it's just, you're not the asshole. Or, you're not the a-hole. Sorry. You're not the a-hole. Your bed isn't communal property just because he wanted privacy. 100%. 100%. Not the a-hole. Why would you let a stranger use your sheets and blankets? Why would that ever be assumed? Your roommate is a freak. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much you going on here. Not only did the roommate just assume he's able to have his guests use PO sheets because they'd be on the bed, he assumed the guests would have an issue with sleeping on a stranger's unwashed sheets. I'm not saying dirty, just that the whole reason OP stripped the bed was to do laundry at home. Bedding. Yeah. I don't think care that you were the a-hole. I think that you had 100% right to take your own bedding. And if you really, if the roommate had it somewhere where had somewhere where this girl wanted to sleep, go to sorry, go to TJ Maxx, buy cheap bedding or cheap blanket to put on the bed. Like it's not that hard. I went to church camp growing up. These beds are the exact same beds I had at church camp, and we didn't get sheets. Most of us didn't bring sheets. Most of us just brought blankets and stuff like that. Okay? She could have brought her own blankets. Hell, she could have brought her own sheets. This person says, please talk to your RA. Yes. Usually at the beginning of the year, which is, you said 3 months. So each semester is like 4 months, usually. 4 to 3 months, right? August, September, February, March, April. Whoa, that was wrong. September. My brain started wrong. So, August. We'll just start with September. September, October, November, December. Yeah, 4 months. So you're at the beginning of the semester. Usually around that time, at least my college has roommate swaps. So you can, if you don't like your roommate or can't handle them, you can move out. So maybe look into that. This was pretty recent, so 8 hours ago. So yeah, I would definitely look into that. But anyways, well, that is it for today. From the Reddit story Chaos. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and just listening to me jabble, yap, about I don't even know what. Nothing too crazy, I guess, happened. Yeah, I'm hoping to actually do some more podcasts and YouTube videos and everything like that. Just because it's something to get my mind off of, and it's easy, and I have a place to do it now. I'm literally just sitting in my giant bed right now because my roommate moved out because she was here the first semester. Since this is a 2-dorm room, or 2-person dorm room, they didn't take any of the furniture out, so I just have a massive king-size bed because I put my 2 queens together. So it's amazing. It's great. It's great when my boyfriend comes and visits, except for the fact that he still ends up pushing me all the way to the wall. But yes, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, night. But yeah, you guys are beautiful. You guys are doing a great job. Don't give up, and I hope that you have a fantastic. I said that so backwards. Fantastic day. It's a good night for me. I'm filming this at like 9 o'clock. It is 8:53 right now while I'm ending this. So good night. See you in the next.